Cranky Yankee here, giving you the FP3 highlight and quick breakdown. So for a quick session with qualifying just around the corner. Just a reminder, guys, I'll be doing the live commentary. You can find that in the description below. But basically, a couple of you have popped over, so that's helpful. I'll start pushing people towards it for the race tomorrow. But these were just some sessions. I want to get some feedback, so make sure to check that out if you're into it. If not, that's cool too. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel. But let's get into it. Because we are coming up on the qualifying session. So the bigger news that I just want to come out the gate with is Leclerc officially, oil leak came out. I tried to wait as long as possible to get the news, finally came out, and he will be swapping for an old unit, no penalties. So old unit, no penalties. He'll be coming out swinging. Don't really think personally this will affect his speed other than the fact that he didn't look too comfortable yesterday in FP2. So a lot of the reporting was about how, Vettel didn't look the strongest just yet. Really Mercedes looked the strongest, and Max, he had good pace but not the best. And I was disagreeing with that, and I talked about that in the video, and how if you looked at his race pace, Max and Vettel were two of the best. And it turns out Max and Vettel led FP3. So you really got to dig into this data, which I talk about it basically for the whole practice session if you catch them. So they're one and two core. They are coming in first and second appropriately. You've got Lando and P3 at 133.818. So that was a surprise lap. And again, I didn't want to take away from it, but if you've got Max and Vettel just in front of Lando, you start asking questions like, is it fuel load? But I mean, unless Mercedes are not turning it on and are just slow, I think this is mostly real. Mostly real. I think the only thing this tells me is either the teams are going to get significantly quicker or Lando just put together a hell of a lap. So I'm not going to take away from it, but seeing Lando split these four, that's a little surprising to me, but it makes me not so curious or not so, I guess not believing it when you see Carlos Sainz in 7th. So I don't know. I'll call it mostly real. Let's see what happens though. I don't think this was just like luck. I think he put together a very, very powerful lap. Max's lap times, how he was stringing together purple sectors, it was incredible. I really do think Lewis is going to struggle. Today and I guess Sunday, but also today. He doesn't look comfortable. The car's all over the place. Max is running low to the ground per usual, and Vettel has the least amount of lockups and errors, like I was talking about. I think Leclerc's going to come out swinging, so don't be surprised if he jumps to the top. But I do think this is going to be Max's to lose. Vettel lately has not been able to piece together these really, really quick laps, especially when he needs to on that. Usually what happens is in Q3, he'll put together that preliminary time, and then he can't turn around and speed it up, whereas Leclerc does an awesome job of that, and I've given him that. And Max is the same way. Max puts together that first lap, but he goes too hard, and that's when he finds his little lockup. And the same thing kind of happened in Mexico, how he'll overdrive. We can agree to disagree all we want, but how he didn't have to push on that second run in Mexico. When he got his penalty, but he did anyway. And I think that was a product more of overdriving than whatever, maturity, blah, 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 blah. So I already made a video about that. We're not going to talk about it. But the point is, these two tend to overdrive, especially when they're in situations where they need to perform. Leclerc does really well on that one lap pace. And I mean, I'm no Leclerc fanboy. I'm very critical of the guy when I have to be. So anyways, that is the rundown of the top 5 at least. I still haven't seen Lewis really comfortable. He's on the radio complaining a lot. Valtteri, do not count him out. He was stringing together very powerful laps. He was at the top of the charts for a good portion of that. So do not count him out. I personally do think this is going to be one of his best races. I do think he has a response to all this. So we'll see. Alex Albon, very quiet. P6, nothing special, but no errors. So reliable. Carlos Sainz has been all over the place from P15 to P9 to spinning to P7. So we'll see. Kimi was very fast across the sectors. His car looks very good, but he is the same way. He's been having a lot of errors, and that's the same with all of these drivers. It's been a very error-filled practice session. I think they're trying to find where the actual limit is, and it's very bumpy, very, very bumpy. So don't be surprised if this is the first time you've seen a session live is going to be qualifying. They're going to be jumping all over the place. So don't be surprised when you see that. And Ricciardo rounds out Gasly and Ricciardo. Gasly's consistently in that top 10 right there. So you've got Hulkenberg, Lance Stroll, 12. You got Romain Grosjean in 13th. After his shut, he comes back and at least puts it in for 13th and does better than Magnussen. Daniel Kvyat, probably not the best session for him, but Giovinazzi in 16. George Russell in 17. In front of Kubica again. And then you've got Sergio Perez, who he actually took another penalty. He replaced his engine. Power unit, and he's going to be having his own penalty from the video I did yesterday about missing the weighbridge. So there's not like a double penalty. He's just going to take it, and it doesn't affect it. So he just replaced it, whatever. He's starting from pit lane regardless. So I wouldn't be surprised if he has a pretty good race tomorrow fighting through the pack, and at least best of the rest. So don't be surprised if he gets best of the rest, or not best of the rest, driver of the day. And then Leclerc, avoiding penalty, like I said. Didn't even get a lap together. So P20, I suppose, but he'll be rearing and ready to go. And qualifying, no penalty. So that is the rundown of the session, and it's basically everything I said yesterday. Don't be shocked if Max steps up in P3, things get answered, and Vettel's there too. So Vettel looks really good in those hards, tested them extensively. Let's see what he does in qualifying too, because that's the rule. Obviously, he's got to go out on those. He probably will be on... He might be on softs. He might start the race on softs, but we'll see. We'll see in like an hour. So that's it for the FP3 review, and I'll see you for qualifying. Don't forget to check out the live data if you want to see the live data viz play out. Cool, guys. I'll see you soon.